Hello and welcome to Prog Review 30. God, another milestone passed. And today I'm looking at the new DVD, Steve Hackett's Fire and Ice, which just came out this week. This DVD chronicles his tour last year, 2010 tour, the Around the World in 80 Trains tour, which was used to promote his Out of the Tunnel's Mouth album. I've had the DVD for a couple of days, and I've actually listened to the soundtrack for a couple of weeks before that, because if you pre-ordered from the Steve Hackett web store, you could actually download MP3 of the soundtrack to the DVD, which was nice. So I had a chance to, really immerse myself in it. It's 2 hours, 26 minutes. It's the whole gig. Again, it's what you'd come to expect from Steve Hackett if you've seen him in the past few years. He's a pretty tight performer. The band is very much the same as it was, except this time around you've got Nick Beggs from Kajagoogoo on bass, and on this video you have some special appearances from John Wetton, ex-King Crimson, and some bloke called Stephen Wilson. No, I've never heard of him either. I was planning to go and see this concert, but unfortunately I was living at the arse end of Norfolk, so at the time, it was out of the question. But thankfully that's all changed, and things are kind of back to normal now, if there's any such thing as normal. But as for the DVD, my first impressions was the video quality, wasn't as clear as some other DVDs I've seen recently. I think this is the problem, because video recording quality has improved so much. You tend to kind of notice if something's not been encoded well, or if the video footage isn't particularly good. And there's this is nitpicking. With this, I noticed there's a few times where the audio doesn't sync up with what they're showing on the screen. That's more lazy editing than anything else, or maybe they haven't got the camera covering that artist, so they slip an unrelated bit of footage in, where the fingers don't match with the soundtrack. Like I said, I'm being anal about it. You get a good smattering of modern stuff, a good smattering of old stuff, and there's more Genesis tracks this time around, which is quite good. And I think a big resounding thumbs up goes to Gary O'Toole, the drummer, who sings the Genesis stuff. So he covers Watcher of the Skies, Carpet Crawlers, Blood on the Rooftops, and Firth of Fifth, and he does it very, very well. In fact, I think it'd be great if Steve Hackett had the energy to perhaps do a tour in a couple of years' time to celebrate the anniversary of Selling England by the Pound. Just him and Gary O'Toole and the band, doing Genesis, covers all night. I'd love that. The performance is strong. The video is a bit shaky in places. The sound is excellent. You've got a good surround sound mix on there. And overall it's a good thing. The only downside on it is that it's very much a stripped down CD. All it is a live performance. You don't get any interviews. There's no extras. The menu is nondescript, to say the least. It's hardly inspiring. So it's a bit of what you call a bog standard DVD release, which is a bit of a shame compared to some of Steve Hackett's other DVDs he's brought out. There's been interviews and behind the scenes footage, and not this time around. It's good, solid performance. My only criticism is more about Nick Beggs of Kajagoogoo, who, for me, again, this is a personal thing, you probably love him because he's so imposing on the stage and jiggles around so much, and he's such a larger than life character. I find my eye being drawn to him rather than to Mr. Hackett himself. He's a bit of an energy vampire, all the attention, you're drawn to him because he's wearing the top hat and the dress, and you're kind of he's in your periphery, if you know what I mean, all the time. Next time maybe he should perform behind a screen or with a Hessian sack over his head. That'd be nice. But it's a good memento of the tour, and great for those of us who didn't see it. And it's it's well worth the money. again, Hackett's a workhorse. He's one of these people that goes out there and he does what he does very, very well. You know, he's not necessarily going to knock your socks off. You know, he's not going to perform everything you expect him to perform, but what you get is a very solid performance, and it's the same with this DVD. Nothing's changed. So yeah, I mean, very brief review because there's not a lot more to say about it. It's 20 tracks, widescreen, 5.1 surround sound, which is good. No interviews, basic menu. For that reason, I'm just going to give it a 3.5 out of 5 because, you know, for your money, we're a sophisticated audience, we expect a little more. That's not knocking the music that's held within. The music that's held within, but it deserves a better package. You know, so there you go. But yeah, if you did pre-order this, you're in for a treat. You've already heard what the audio sounds like, and yeah, so not much more to say. My name's been Darren Locke, and you've been watching me talking to you about Steve Hackett's Fire and Ice live DVD. Yeah, you can see me now. Got a new light. You better prog on.